Parshas Pekudei, but I've decided this is going to be Purim Part I. We're going to begin from the Gemara in Chulin, on Daf Kuf Lamed Tes Amud Beis. Gemara asks a very simple shaila. Esther min Torah Menayim. Where do we see a mocker for Esther in the Torah? So the Gemara, the Pasuk says, "Vanochi hasas ponai." Sometimes I'm going to hide my face. As we know, the ganze Megillah, the whole story of Purim, is a Kodesh Baruch Hu hiding himself. I'm going to ask a very funny question, but so if he's hiding himself, so where is he? How can we find him? He's not apparent. We don't see him. He's hidden, but he's somewhere. How can we find the Rebbeinu Shalom, especially at this time? Very famous Gemara in Megillah. We all attempt to do this in our own ways. Gemara says in Dav Zayin, "Beis mechayiv inish lepesum b'purya." Person's mechuyev to get himself so shikr ad lo yoda bein or homer leborach mordechai. Famous Gemara. There are those who Rishonim even who get out of this Gemara, but the pashtus is Klal Yisrael seems to be noig in general. Take it seriously for its word. As an Indian to get shikr. And not just shikr, but as a shikr, that to the point that you don't know pashtus, you don't know the chiluk, you don't know the difference between oracham and borach mordechai. So the question is like this. There's two questions. One question is that certainly Purim is a yom simcha, it's a day of simcha, a day of joy. So why should you get as a shikr to lose your mind if it's about simcha? Have you ever people can have simcha at a much lesser darga of shikhrus, of being so drunk? That's one question. What do you need to the Azad Madrega? What's such a level? But there's another question, which perhaps is even more problematic, and that is that the whole Yiddishkeit is built on the seichel. Certainly learning Torah, you have to have a seichel. Do mitzvahs, daven, work on your midos, connect to Rebbeinu Shalom. It's about the seichel. Person's a bigger Baal Kishrin, potentially has more he could be. So here the mitzvah is to essentially destroy the seichel. I don't have a seichel during this time. There's such a badrega, I don't know the chil between Haman and Mordechai. The seichel's gone. What's the pshat? So listen to the Maharal in Or Chodesh. This mitzvah is a completely different idea. Ki Hashem yizborach hitzel osa mihom b'shvil she'ein adam nechshad dvar ma. The Rebbeinu Hashem saved Klal Yisrael from Haman. They were like nothing. They couldn't save themselves. They had no shua. The kivin sheina adam nechshel l'dvar ma, since he's considered like nothing. Kiyam shalohu min Hashem yizborach. The only way he's going to survive is from Hashem. He's the only one who can save him. Adam nechshel l'dvar ma davar chud mitzad guf. That Haman paskin that they're going to be killed. Why? Why if the mitzad guf? Why should we go ahead and get so drunk? It's like he's gone. He doesn't count anymore. There's no seichel anymore. In other words, says the Maharal, that the mitzvah of Ad Lo Yoda is not a mitzvah of simcha. It goes way beyond simcha. It goes to the point that we need to experience what the Yidden experienced by Purim, that is calls man to have a seichel. As long as you have a mind, so you can think your way out of problems. You can come to solutions, whatever they're going to be. As imaginative, as resourceful as they may be, but there's a way. But when you're just sitting there and you have no seichel anymore, and there's no way to save you, which is what the Yidden were in that matzav. They were paskin l'kliya. Haman wanted to make embassy genocide. So there's no way you're going to save yourself. It's from this matziv of you being mevatel yourself, your own seichel. So now you can experience, you're shaykh to experience the nes of Purim. This idea of the Maharal, I think, comes out in even stronger terms elsewhere. The Gemara says, weiter in Megillah, and Daf Yud Beis, there's a conversation between Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and his Talmidim. The Talmidim asked Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, They asked him, Shel Talmidei Rishon B'Chaim. Yibinan Nechitz Chayvu. So name Shel Yisrael Shavuos are clear. Why was Klal Yisrael donned that they should die? There should be a genocide on Jews. So Amr Lahem, he said to them, Amr Vatem, you tell me. Come to the Rebbe. You need an answer? The Rebbe says, Zog teretz. You could say an answer. Amr Lo, they said, because they had Noah from Achashverosh Suda. That's why they're royal clear. So Rav Shem Yochai said back, Im Kain, Shebeshushan Yahargu Shemchal Olam Kulo? Oh, Yahargu. So that would explain the Shushan, the Yidden in Shushan. Doesn't explain the Yidden everywhere else. They weren't out from Sudas Achashverosh. What about them? So Amar Lo, they said, Amar Toh. So Rebbe, tell us the answer. Amar Lahem, Yipnei Shishtachvu L'Tzelem. Because they bowed to the Tzelem. So Rashi's over here says the Tzelem is Nebuchadnezzar. The Marsha brings Rayas. The Tzelem was really Tzelem. That's not the point over here. My question is that when Rav Shimon Yochai gave a different teretz, they said Sudas Achashverosh, and he said Mishtach L'Tzelem. It's mashra from the Gemara that he didn't have a problem with their teretz, but the fact that it wasn't universally applicable. He didn't say to them, they should be passing the clear because they went to Sudas Achashverosh. That's impossible. It's preposterous. No, that wasn't the kasha. The kasha doesn't go on everybody. For Shushan, for the Yidden in Shushan, in the Chanam, it's a good teretz. They should be. What does that mean? Why should they be chayiv l'kliya for the Sudas Achashverosh? The Stoma, he got kosher food. I'm sure he had kosher wine. For those who are makbid, he had yashin. Everything was glak kosher. He wanted the Yidden to come. He knew what he was dealing with. So everything was fine. It could be that people were dressed so tznius there. That's possible, right? Maybe the wrong sviva for the Jews to have a party. But be paskin l'kliya? That the Jewish people should be gone because of the Suda? What does that mean? So the Gemara in Yud Aleph asks a kasha. It says in Megillah, "B'yom mehem keshavas hamelech." In those days when the king sat on his throne, Achashverosh, it says after that, Mishnah Sholosh Lamalko. It says in the 3rd year of his reign. So it's a steer. Sounds like when he came to be king, that's when the Suda was. And that says those in the 3rd year. Amar Rava. Zog Rav Teretz. Keshavas la'achash nisyav shudaito. The Shevis is his das was miyushiv. He was at peace with himself. Why? On Bashatzar, he said, Bashatzar choshev v'ta. Bashatzar made a cheshbon how many years it was going to be. The 70 years were going to be up to Yid. We're going to go back and get the base of Mikdash again. So Bashatzar made a chetos, and he made a cheshbon. He was ta. He made a tos. Zog Achashverosh. You knew a shtickle nach Achashverosh. Says the pasuk, Ki lefi mala lebava shivim shana. They're going to be in bava shivim shana. Then Efgod Eschem, I'm going to redeem them. It says twice shivim shana. It's going to be 70 years. So he made a cheshbon like this Achashverosh. Arboim v'chamish Nebuchadnezzar. 45 years of Nebuchadnezzar. V'asher itlasta avil modem and 23 years of Ruach. That's 68. V'tartadi day. 2 years of myself, that's 70. Hashivim. So what did he do? Apik man in the base of Mikdash v'ishtamibuhu. He took out the kelim from the base of Mikdash and he made a party with the kelim. And the Gemara says, right, in your base, then he wore the big deguna. So let's think about what was the Suda. Here he is. He's celebrating the fact that the Jews will not be redeemed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has forsaken his people. There's going to be no base of Mikdash. The bris is off. Over. Klal Yisrael's done. And I have a riot. I made the cheshbon from your Navi. I made the cheshbon. So that's the celebration itself. That's what it said on the invitation. What happened at the party? Kelim Beis HaMikdash. Why? Who needs the Kelim Beis HaMikdash? What are you talking about? Beis HaMikdash? Might as well use it for my party. Big Tikuna? Kohen Gadol? Not going to happen. This party was a levaya. That's what the party was. It was a celebration of the Jewish demise. There's not going to be any Yeshua. There's no Gula. And the Jews came. And they were nana from the Suda. What does that mean? They were nana from their own levaya. But Hashem said, if that's what you're at, my dear Yidden, that you hold, I'm not going to take care of you. I promise to take care of you. It's written all over. His cheshbon, okay. Everyone's got a cheshbon. But it's not going to happen. For that, it's clear, Rahman al-Islam. So I think we can take this Yisur from the Maral and learn it over here also. Not just that the Yidden were paskin, they were all going to die, but they were in such a state of yish, such a state of despair, that they were willing to go to their own funeral and enjoy it. From that, that's what the chiyuv of Adul Yod is. Chiyuv Yod is we have to imagine that there's nothing left for us anymore. We're gone. The only thing that can help is the Kodesh Baruch Hu, because we're gone. We have no way to save ourselves. That's the chiyuv of Adul Yod. And with that, we can understand more. Because Mor says in Baruch is a story. Mor tells a story like this, that Kodesh Baruch Hu wanted to punish Chizkiyahu. And he sent Yeshayahu to inform him. And he said to him, you're going to die, and you're not going to live anymore. Mor says, what do you mean, Meis Lo Sichya? It's the same thing. He's going to die in this world, and he's not going to live in the next world. He loses all Mahava. That's what it says. So, Chizkiyahu asked Yeshayahu, why? What I do? He says, you were in Isaac and Purim. You weren't trying to have the family. Chizkiyahu said, I saw that I'm going to have a Menashe. I should go ahead and have children and have Menashe, bring Menashe and Russia into the world. Shou said to him, you do yours. You're Mechuyev in Purim. Kivsed Rachmana Lamalach, don't get involved in the Baruch Shalom's secrets. He'll take care of his. So Chizkiyahu said, okay, if that's so I have a great idea. Why not make a shidduch between you and me? And between the two of us, everything will be fine. I'm not shocked to have Menashe from our shidduch. And then Yeshua says, no, it's over. You already get paskin. Not going to help. So on that, Chizkiyahu couldn't hold himself back. And he said, I have a Kabbalah, mi Abba, back from David HaMelech. Even when the sword is by a person's throat, he shouldn't despair from rachamim. Not shaykh. He told Yeshua, no, he said, get out, go. No, that you can't tell me. You can tell me I'm chayiv, you can tell me I'm going to lose it all. You can tell me everything. But that there's not shaykh rachmanis ribono shel olam. That the situation is so dire, it's so impossible. It can't be rachamim. That's not shaykh. It's not shaykh. And that is the experience that we need to have in Purim. The experience is that to know the Ribono Shel Olam can look at the circumstance, which the circumstance by the Yidden was Asar Satabas, where it says that did more than all the Nevi'im put together. Why? Because there was nowhere to go. Achashverosh was the Molech Bekipa. He had the entire world, and he gave the Tabas to Haman. That means the entire world. That means nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. You can't run to the Arctic. You can't go to the South Pole. You can't go to Madagascar. You can't go anywhere. He's got the whole thing. The Yidden are gone. From that situation, the Yidden are gone. The Baruch Shem can do anything. And that's what he did. But you can't appreciate that until you experience that you're gone. That you have no Eitzah. You say to your wife, put me on a couch. I can't sit here anymore. You're gone. That's the matzah we need to be in. And Rabbi Isai, I want to suggest that that's not just then, that's now. Because if we look at the matzah in the world, everything's fine right now, or so it seems. But this war going on with Eretz Yisrael in Gaza, and perhaps soon to be in the north, and the world is closing ranks against Klal Yisrael. I'm not saying you should look at the news, but that's what's going on. Even the United States is reconsidering how much they want to help. The United States would never abandon Israel. Well, they're thinking about what that means right now. It's a discussion. But certainly other countries, Europe, etc. So we're living in a time where we're in a matziv. We're in a matziv where we can't take care of ourselves. As wonderful as the IDF is, and as resourceful as they are, and as hard as they fight, and they're unbelievable. The Nisim are unbelievable. The bottom line is, how do you stand up to the world? You have 70 wolves out there. So this Purim is perhaps a unique opportunity. Because not only is it Avodas Purim, beyond Simchas Purim, and I'm should have as much Simcha as possible, but it's beyond the Simcha. Avodas Purim is to be margish, to come to a matzah where there's nothing I can do. Baruch Hashem has to save me. It's not only a word in this Purim, it's a word in what we're holding right now. In Tav Shin Pei Dalet. Bez Hashem is Borach, Ribbon Shalom should Kabbalah Avoida, Kabbalah Tfilas, Megillah Shalom Be'eri Amen.